I can see it.
Okay, let's get going. All right. Hello and hi, everybody. This is the KubeStellar biweekly community meeting for Thursday, June 11th, 2026. Yeah, we're halfway through it. Unbelievable. I don't know where the time went. This year, more than any other year, just side commentary. This AI thing has just got me wrapped up in a knot. I just haven't seen the light of day most days. Oh, okay. So other than losing vitamin D, we are here to provide you valued information for KubeStellar and the universe of projects that KubeStellar bestows upon the CNCF. If you want to see this specific replay, you would go to kubestellar.io/TV. This replay will be posted some point later today once it's available. If you want to see this agenda that I'm working on right now, you would go to kubestellar.io/agenda. But you can't do that unless you first join our group. That's right. You go to kubestellar.io/join_us or join us. When you're there, smash the join button and you'll be part of a Google group. And the Google group gets regular updates about meetings and happenings. And then you can go ahead and once you've joined that, you'll be able to also access this particular agenda. If you have any meeting agenda topics, please put them at the bottom of this meeting's section, and we will get to you in the order added. As proud members of the CNCF's Sandbox community, we abide by a contributor code of conduct. As such, I usually read it here, so I'll do so. As contributors and maintainers in the CNCF community, and in the interest of fostering an open and welcoming community, we pledge to respect all people who contribute through reporting issues, posting feature requests, updating documentation, submitting pull requests or patches, and other activities. We are committed to making participation in the CNCF community a harassment-free experience for everyone, regardless of level of experience, gender identity and expression, sexual orientation, disability, personal appearance, body size, ethnicity, race, age, religion, or nationality. And what that means, I like to say, just be nice to each other. Okay, especially on this call. We're on June 11th, and the agenda is as such. So if you'd like to, please opine your name, add your name to the agenda, to the attendee list, and we'll go over where we're at. Okay, so getting started, we do community outreach first. So if you'd like to join our CNCF Slack, you can go to KubeStellar Dev, as that's the name of the channel. But to get there, you need an invite first. Go and self-invite yourself by going to thecommunityinviter.com/apps/cloud-native/CNCF. You put in your email address, it sends you an invite, you click on it, it opens, and you're welcomed into the CNCF Slack org. And then you can join our channel. It has this cryptic little, alphanumeric uh, denote link there or pointer, and you can join us and you'll see our announcements on our interactions live. Okay, next up, KubeCon North America 2026. So we'll be applying for the Project Pavilion and the Lightning Talk, and we've got a few talks that we've already put in for consideration as CFPs. So we're just waiting on decisions for that, and we'll see how that goes. Next, KubeStellar's iPost update. So, we are actually not participating in this season's CNCF. So I'm just going to go remove that. I am continuing to work with universities to bring those people on board and to help them grow and share in the open source community. So if you are part of university and you would like to take part in the IFOS program for KubeStellar, feel free to reach out and we'll arrange we can work on making arrangements with either your OSPO office or we can work one-on-one together to give you the experience and the outcome you'd like. And then for as far as external maintainers are going, we still have one open spot left, but I've kind of put that on hold for the moment. We're waiting to see how the project takes off in the wild. So, and it seems to be doing rather well. So we're just going to leave that be. All right, that's it for the community outreach. Thanks for giving me the time to talk about that. If you have any comments or questions about what I stated and would like some clarification, feel free to reach out to me in Slack. I'm at Club Anderson. Okay, let's move on to the next section, which is Mike giving us an update on KSKS.
So
Yeah, I guess the latest thing is I just realized that last week we got broken by K3D. They did an update, and for those of you who are not already aware, whenever your project depends on the dynamically determined latest version of another project, that is a logic time bomb and a security vulnerability, a supply chain vulnerability. In this case, the logic time bomb hit us. K3D did some updates, and now our KubeStellar doesn't work with K3D, the latest version of K3D. So that needs to be fixed. That's causing CI failures. So it's a blocking problem for us. So that's what I'm working on next. That's where I'm at.
Thanks, Mike. Okay, any comments or questions for Mike? Okay. All right, Kevin, you're up next.
Okay, the quantum demo dashboard now has a full set of tests developed and included in console. So as people modify other things, it should be far less likely to get broken. I did notice that it's completely hidden in the demo at KubeStellar.io because of a Netlify quirk. Claude is working on that right now because there is a demo mode where it will show you dummy data. So that should actually be available to the general public without having to run a workload if this PR works. So it's actually been demonstrated to a number of people in the IBM Quantum Ambassador core who are really excited about being able to run a quantum demo in front of an audience without needing access to the internet, which is one of the things that this lets you do.
That's awesome. Thank you, Kevin. Did you give us a demo last time?
Briefly, I can certainly pop it up and share. I've got it running in a browser.
Why don't you share it out and
Yeah. All right. Can you confirm that you can see everything? Because I have a giant screen, and if I do the window,
see everything. Yep.
Okay. So I am running a workload in my cluster called the Quantum KC demo. That is another repository. If you don't have it running and you install this dashboard, it will tell you you don't have the workload running and point you at the instructions to fire it up. And what we are looking at here is a bunch of windows, obviously. This one here lets me choose what of assorted programs I want to run on my quantum computer. Now I'm actually running a noisy quantum computing simulator. In this case, I do have an account at IBM Quantum, but for the purpose of demos, one of the advantages of this is you can run a simulator in your pod in the workload. And so it takes a little time to chew on it. I have it running in a loop mode. So every so often you will see this output display changes with the results of my code. And over here, it shows me the histogram, because results from quantum computing always come back as probabilities. And scroll down here, this window here, which is scalable, shows the current quantum circuit. That's the name used for a subset of a longer quantum program, looks like, and the status of this system and the current job that's running. So you see here it says I'm running my 16-qubit file, and I'm running a noisy model. And that's actually why it takes so long to compute. Noisy models are slower. And it was designed just as a demo that can be thrown up in front of an audience, but it does let you drop any code you want in via a dialogue. So if you want to write a little bit of code and see if it works or not, you can do it that way too. So it is just designed to be a nicely packaged way to do some of these basic tasks. And under the covers in the workload source code, it explains how to do all the steps to be able to use the quantum computing SDK to do all these things. That was the other half of this, to be an example of actually how to do the coding is inside the workload.
So Kevin, this is a really uh, engaging display of the a lot of the work that you've been doing over the past years as an ambassador. And I love the idea that people will be able to put in their own code, paste it in here, and use it to trigger the functions and see the outputs and the outcomes. Are there just as out of curiosity, are there well-known repositories out there that have snippets of code that people might paste in?
Yes, there is an entire learning system available via, let me get it right, quantum.cloud.ibm.com. And
Okay.
if you go to the documentation and the learning resources, there are all sorts of sample code that you could cut and paste into this. Or if you play with the thing called the Quantum Composer at that site, while you're playing with the composer, it creates the equivalent code in a side window, which you can cut and paste,
Oh,
and then you could paste it in here. So
or do you have links to those, either one of those, when you open up the coding space?
they are mentioned in the demo. Could certainly try and find real estate for a want to learn more banner somewhere in this dashboard, which might not be a bad idea.
Yeah, and I was also thinking of like where you had where the coding was, where you could open up code.
Oh, in
Um,
the here in the
yeah,
custom QSM.
yeah, I
Yeah, so you
wasn't.
can
Yeah,
either
How
upload
do
or
I?
you can cut and paste.
no,
But
I
yeah,
think it should be more prominent.
Yeah,
This whole thing is about running quantum workloads. It should be not buried.
where do you click on to get that code spot to come up?
so you go to the QASM file, that's Quantum Assembler,
Oh,
and right
okay.
down there it says custom.
Okay, I can't see custom in I can't see the drop down list on the when it opens on the shared screen here for some reason.
Oh, that's a weirdness of how screen sharing deals with modals. So,
Yeah.
so
So
you just see
I
you see a blank box.
We don't see anything
yeah,
at
yeah.
all.
Well, no, I don't see anything. It's actually transparent. Which is strange. Yeah, what I would say is like something like next to QASM file, quantum assembly file, that
Hmm?
right above the drop down, I might have a link there that says, you know, put your own code in here or something. But yeah, I agree with Mike. Make it more prominent so people see it's not just a static demo, it's customizable. It doesn't have to be much, but something that, gets people, draws attention to that space so that they can update it, and then also gives some links as to where to find code examples to insert.
So I
Mike,
think
did
Yeah,
you
that
add
was
talking
anything
about
to that either? Or Mike, do you
yeah,
have any
yeah,
other ideas?
yeah. I think Kevin talked about two links. One was a
Yep.
general learn more, right? Since this is promoting quantum computing, that
Yeah.
that belongs at the top level. And then if you have a link for like examples, that would go in the coding panel.
okay. Yeah, I think the transparency is because I'm sharing just the window, and the modal confuses
Oh,
teams.
interesting.
Let
Okay.
me let's see. There's nothing embarrassing on my screen. Let me switch to sharing the screen and see if it solves the problem. All right, my giant screen. Now let's
Yeah.
see what happens when I open the modal.
Now we can see it.
Okay, yeah. So
Okay, now I see it. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Put something bright in front of this. It's pretty cool.
all right,
Looks great. Thanks, Kevin, for sharing.
welcome.
All right. Let me double check on the agenda. I think we've exhausted. Yeah, okay. So I'll go back. So on the agenda, the next thing up was to give everybody an update on Hive. So I'll do that now. Where are we here? Okay. Bing. There we go. Okay. So as of this week, Hive has gone SaaS. So we now have the option. You now have the option to host other hives for other people, and we do this with the the credits that we get from the CNCF on Oracle Kubernetes Engine (OKE), and we have a cluster that we can host many hives on, and they can all run independent of each other, isolated spaces, and they can do the work that they need to do with all the agents they need to do. What's really cool about this is you can run things like Copilot CLI, Goose CLI, Claude CLI, any CLI you want inside of a container because it's running, a very small subset of an operating system. And therefore, it never really dawned on me to use the CLI in that way, but you can. So what you're seeing here is this is the active hives that we have now and the contributor leaderboard that we have. It's a little bit of there's a logo parade at the bottom. We hope that expands over time. And essentially what this allows you to do is to come in and either see a preview. You can see we offer an API off the back end of Hive. So this person actually took it to the extreme and has integrated with Hive to build their own dashboard upon it. So you have that option. And so it's a fairly rich API, as I was mentioned. We also have other ones that are just, the default de facto standard. This is what comes out of the box for Hive. And this is a read-only dashboard. And you can see exactly what's going on, fully transparent with all the agents, all the issues, all the things that it's managing. So if you would like to join the Hive and run your own Hive, you simply just log in. You can see I'm logged in already. And once you do so, you request access to any one of these hives through the contribute button. Once you do that, you'll be able to either you'll gain access to the hive of your that you desire to have access to, or if you request it, you can start a hive of your own. And once you're done with that, you can even offer outside contribution to the rest of your community. So what does that mean? So Hive is the first ever orchestration engine. I'm sorry, it's the first ever AI agent harness that offers not only the ability for it to work on your own specific repo, but also to offer up a queue. So a queue is staged and ready at your behest. So I'll show you what a queue looks like here. So you can actually configure a queue to work on your issues for your queue. So here, where we are. So let's see where we're at. Where's the contribute? All models except. Okay, so in the hub tab of the governor, this is where you can actually add titles or remove titles or authors or remove authors of issues that you want to have in your work queue. And then you can also add or remove models that you'd like others to use. So what happens is someone will spin up, and I know you can't see this right now, but I'll get to a point where you can. Let me show you what this looks like. So, okay, so I'm going to get the V2 branch. I'm then going to CD to Hive. And then I could do X4. So this is how I define the Hive that I wanted to contribute to. And there could be other commands that you need to do that, to add any more configuration to that. There might be other vars that are necessary, but typically this is the gist of it. And now I'm going to say just contribute Hive with using Goose CLI on my local system. What that's going to do is it's going to connect over to make sure it's connecting to the back end. It's then going to run Olama, and then it's going to spin up a TMUX session. And then that TMUX session, while it's spinning up, it's waiting. And then now it's going to pull a task, and you see it pulled a task from the Bluefin repository, okay, from the common repo number 550, which is ublue fast fetch fails. So this is an issue that they're having, and now I'm running a local CLI against their repo with all my credentials, all my things, so I could use Claude CLI, Copilot CLI, any one of those things. And the CLI will take over and do its work. Now, you can see here's the TMUX session, so you can actually watch it do its work. page, and you can see I've gone green here. So here I am contributing back. This is my CLI. This is the model that I'm running in the CLI. This is what I've done in the past, how many I've completed and how many have failed. And this is my current level of contribution. So based on this contribution level, you can get different access to different things, but it never exceeds your access to the repo. In other words, you can open issues, but you may not be able to open PRs, let's say, because you're not in the members list of the repo, right? You might be able to do code review. You might not be able to. You might be able to merge things. You might not be able to. So it's all based on nothing exceeds your ability to do that work. And you can see here's the issue that I was assigned out of the queue, and here's that's what I'm doing work for now. So this is what you'll see, and then you'll also see in here in this contributor link. I'll show you this too. This is pretty cool. So on the left-hand side, these are the instructions that I just did in the browser, and this is what you can send to your contributors. And if your contributors have access read only to your Hive, they can see this too. And they can just simply copy and paste this in. This is Claude Code. You can see here's Goose, Pi, Bob is supported, other, right? You can give the model name, etc. And you can see on the right-hand side, this is the actual live activity. So these are people that are contributing back to that repo and what issues they're working on and how they're progressing. And over at Hive, you'll see that this is recorded here. So at the bottom, you can see this little green halo around my name. That means I'm actually actively contributing. And this is another contributor here who's already contributed some. So this is yeah, and here's the task that it's working on right now, right? So yeah, so this is all connected. So the basic gist of it is now if you have an open source project and you're part of the CNCF, you get unlimited credits using things like Copilot CLI, but your contributors probably don't have access to that. So this is a good way to get your contributors involved. They can run local models on local systems and basically contribute their compute time back to your repository. This is a huge event for CI/CD and the ability for contributors to contribute to open source projects that they know and love. You can think of this as almost like buy me a coffee. If any of you have ever seen that little link that's on a page, this is a very similar concept where you donate your compute time to a cause that you feel is worthy.